Welcome back, our lovely salties. On today's episode, it's Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Bueno! On our Saltbox topic, we're bringing up the H word. That's right, hurricane. And trust me, we don't want to, but there's a very important deadline coming up that you will need to know about. And of course, we'll wrap up with everyone's favorite, our beach's tide check. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to get a little salty with us. Ding, 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 ding. Sorry. I don't know. I just didn't feel like stopping after the countdown. So
Yeah, I get it. Hey, did you have a good weekend?
no, I didn't have to, just kidding. I didn't have a stop. I kicked it off with you first of all on Friday.
That's
So
right.
it was
Yeah,
fabulous to sit down with you and actually have some time to chat
I
about
know. To
yes.
to plot,
Not
to chat, to talk, to
well,
everything.
not to make the listeners jealous, but we have things that we need to talk about outside of this realm.
We do.
Yeah.
And
It's
sometimes
for
they end
everyone's
up in
best.
the realm, but we do. We have other stuff to talk about too.
I mean, we couldn't help it but talk about the realm. Now I sound like we're playing like WoW or something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, that's exactly it. I didn't do a heck of a lot this weekend. I was down for the count still with my voice on Saturday, so I tried to lay low.
Honestly,
As
it's
it's
a
still a
hell
little
of a lot better
raspy.
than Friday. I realize you kind of went off on the weekend and I didn't talk to you on the phone or anything, but Friday, yeah,
It's bad.
it was
It's
different.
bad. Yeah, it was different. Like, I definitely think that if I could have let it work a little bit longer, I could have definitely gotten some, like, a good
Laryngitis?
job at, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, on the sex hotline.
Oh, okay. I thought I was talking clinical. I'm like, yeah, laryngitis.
No, that's not gonna make me any money.
Well, I was thinking about Friends, right? And when Phoebe gets sick
Yes.
from Monica,
Yes.
and everyone loves her new singing voice when she gets sick, right?
Yes.
And then Phoebe starts to get better, and she's so oh no, that's what it is. Monica then gets sick after Phoebe, and then Phoebe takes her chicken noodle soup and licks her bowl. Okay, never mind. We didn't
No,
need to go
that's
that
right.
far.
We don't need to go there.
Yeah, that was like your Phoebe singing voice.
Yes, it was.
I will
But
not
it's
tell
over
you.
with.
I will not tell you then that you sounded like a little boy going through puberty
Oh, well,
in the
some people
cutest
have
way.
that fetish too, so whatever.
In the cutest way, okay, in a totally non-weird way. But it was just like you get real excited and then it would like like it would just kind of like it just trailed off and
It
then
did. It's bad.
yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. And
Well,
then it didn't help that the Lightning lost last night too. It took like
I
29 shots against the goal. I mean, I'm sorry if the other team scores a couple of goals and they take like 9 shots and you take like almost 30 and you
it,
can't get there. I mean, you can't win if you don't make the goals, right? So kudos to that. But so the
goal.
Canadians from Montreal are moving on to the next level, and Tampa Bay is going home. And you need to think about it, Tampa Bay. Go home and sit down and think about it.
Well, at least they didn't have to fly home, I guess. It did suck that it was here.
No, I
I'm
know.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. It's right. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
You know what? You didn't bring it up during the pre-recording, and I know your fandom obviously trumps my fandom completely.
Completely.
But I
Hold
wasn't going to
on.
bring it up. I wasn't going to
Trump's
bring it
your
up.
fandom or Trump is your fandom? Because it's very, very important that you.
Trump's my fandom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. So I wasn't going to bring it up. You brought it up. So I am sorry for your loss. I realize going all the way to game 7. God. Yeah. That's a hard stop.
It
That's
is a hard stop.
It's really hard when you walk away with not the end goal. So
Yeah, exactly. So,
But-
but tomorrow's fun.
yeah, no, you had to remind me right before the recording. Maybe that's why I was doing my little dance. But
Yeah, I
while
think
you're
it was.
coming in, I've had a hell of a day. And that was the one that I'm like, oh my God, you're right. It's Cinco de Mayo tomorrow.
Irish girls are putting on Latino
Yes.
vibe.
Oh my God. I actually
I'm
have
here
a
for it.
perfect hat. I have the perfect hat. I'm going to wear it tomorrow. I'm making a note right now. Are you coming to the meeting tomorrow? You need to. I'm going to wear it in person.
I'm
You don't
gonna
have to.
see.
I'll jump in front of the Zoom. It's fine.
I'm gonna see.
Hat.
Hey,
Bring your
listen,
hat.
I do Spanish Duolingo, so I think it quantifies me as somewhat.
Oh, well, you should have done the intro then.
Maybe I should.
The only thing I said was bueno.
Bueno, but I liked it. It was good. It was
I
good.
thought about doing a little thing, and then I thought,
No, we're
nobody
not going
wants to
to.
hear that,
So what
Kaylin.
do we got going on tomorrow? Where's the place to be in Madeira Beach, you think?
I've always remembered from years past, the first place I want to throw out for the agenda would be Mad Beach Cantina.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, Mad Beach Cantina does always an amazing job for Cinco
Yeah,
de
they have that
Mayo.
parking lot that they always do. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, they do. So they shut down their parking lot. It looked like they're going to have live music from 3 to 6. And then again, after that, I'm not sure if it'll be the same group or if it's two different groups. They're going to have a special tequila company out there engraving bottles. Yeah, right. Yeah. And they're going to have 3 for 2 tacos. They're going to have $6
But
types
I
of
don't understand
margaritas.
that, but guess we'll figure it out tomorrow.
I don't know if it's you bring your own bottle. I don't know if you have to purchase one of their tequila bottles and then have it like commemorized, or if you buy
Well,
something and then
maybe.
you have it
Yeah, with the date
engraved,
or
I guess.
something.
That's cute. I mean, it's a good idea. If I
We'll
was a
find
bigger
out.
fan, if I was a bigger fan of tequila, you know what? You and I should get one and have it engraved for the podcast. Damn it. All right, we got to do
Okay.
it. All right.
Make a note.
You're like, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, no, we're doing it.
We're doing that.
And then the last thing I wanted to make sure to mention is we genius people soft serve margaritas.
Oh, yes. Yes. I saw that post. You're right.
We're putting the picture up on this insert
Oh my
photo.
gosh, that's crazy. It's like Dole Whip, right?
Exactly.
Dole
That's what
Whip,
I'm
kind of?
imagining. It looks exactly like Dole Whip, but it's going to be, they have amazing flavored margaritas there outright. So I wonder because, they have strawberry, guys. They have raspberry, they have blackberry, they have, traditional, of course, lime. No, man, watermelon.
That's insane. Those looked so good. They're beautiful.
They might be onto something there, slowing me down on my margarita intake to avoid a brain freeze.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart.
It must be just like the Dole Whip, right? But in like
but then enter
Latino
stage left
style or
tequila.
Mexico style.
Tequila.
Yeah, exactly. Enter that. Exactly. That's a launching. So yeah, so whenever I've gone to Mad Beach Cantina, they always have the BOGO.
They always, every day, guys. Buy one, get one Mars.
But it's a house BOGO, of course, right?
Yeah, don't be
and then
yeah.
And then every time I always say, no, I don't want.
And then you get
that. Yeah, so then I end up paying full price so that because I don't want the house margarita. The house
you're
tequila.
The bougie.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I think different tequila goes down better.
That, you know what? And that's because the sporadicness in which I enjoy it. I guess I'm still that dollar tequila night college girl where I'm like, it doesn't matter. And I know I can hear people literally, like my ears are ringing right now, where the tequila connoisseurs are like, of course it matters.
It matters. Yes.
And I take it back. I take it back. And I'm not going to say that I haven't had a margarita made by a very nice top shelf tequila. And I'm like, that I can taste the difference. I'm not broken in that department.
I understand that. But yeah, so that's fun that they do that. I love myself a good tequila.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I will take the BOGOs.
Well, head on down to Mad Beach Cantina because that sounds like a blast, I think.
Yeah, but where else should we add it on our agenda? We can't bother them all day, I guess.
So I think I saw something from the Dak Shack too. Let's face it, every single place is going to be recognizing Cinco de Mayo.
It's like St. Patrick's Day.
And it's Taco Tuesday. It's just like...
Oh my God, it is Taco Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on with that. But every place is going to have their own little thing, I think.
Oh, God. I'm going to have so many tacos tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
I like
don't. I know your brain. Okay. Do not. I'm going to enjoy many a cooked. Nope. Can't even say it. All right.
Can't do it.
Well, we'll see how many we have to watch overnight come about on the socials, right? Because if you guys are looking,
because I think that's when they will. No one plans anything. There's a lot of
places that are actually posting today leading up to, but really today to kind of hit home exactly the specials that they're going to have tomorrow. I'm sure Dockside Days will have something too with them being reopened.
Absolutely. And then just make it a whole bar crawl.
We might as well stop by the Saltwater Hippie.
Might as well.
They probably are going to have some really cool, like, barbecue taco or something.
And they'll be open super late too, which is always cool too.
That is cool. So yeah, if you guys are in the area, make sure you get out. I mean, even if you're only available to partake in Taco Tuesday, let's go.
Let's go. That's right.
And
That's
call
right.
us. I love it. So yeah, Cinco de Mayo tomorrow, guys. Bueno. With that being said, I feel like we should probably talk about this H word again.
Yeah, we definitely need to. So Saltbox topic of the day.
The Saltbox topic.
Of
Yes,
the week,
ma'am.
the day, whatever, of our episode this time.
That's right.
That's right. So we have well, the deadlines have been approaching us, but they're coming faster. And as hurricane season is kind of right in front of us at this point. I mean, they just did Madeira Beach just did that Hurricane Expo. And now we have hurricane season approaching us. We're still, as if you were to drive through all of Madeira Beach, you're seeing just still people just kind of riddled with issues as to what they can do, what they can't do. And I think that the larger issue overall is that so many people have had these homes for so long, and flood insurance isn't required when you, to date, it's not required unless you own the home. I'm sorry, unless you have a mortgage on the home. And so a lot of these people are trying to figure out how they're going to financially repair their home. But the problem is that it's like, you know, you don't want it to be Gilead where the government's controlling you. But on the other hand, you need it to be some sort of timeline because you can't have rats running everywhere. You know,
and
so
really, no, you're right with abandoned properties, and you know, it can become
a house that I'm thinking of right now that's a disaster. That's a disaster in Madeira Beach that I saw the other day, and it has uncontrollable rodents in there right now. And so I think that that's the city's, I wouldn't say they're stuck, but it's just like kind of the rules and the laws of everything. So they've been putting out the special announcement that you have to get these, you have to do one of these three things. You have to either have a demolition permit, you are obtaining a demolition permit, or you have obtained a repair permit. And all three of those, like one of those has to be hit. And Caitlin and I were talking about it prior to this, like, well, kind of two of them sound kind of like the same thing, right? I mean, that having a demolition permit is that it's already been issued and is active, and then obtaining a demo permit that you're ready to, like, you don't have the permit in hand, but you're ready to apply and submit plans and get approval. And then obviously the last one is the repair permit. But this isn't just for substantially damaged homes. This is for everyone. And this is due by the end of September. And then you also have the people, well, let me go back for a second. So this is due by the end of September, and that means that all that stuff has to be done. And we know that isn't overnight that stuff gets taken care of. And the city is sending out letters after letters to people with what their addresses could be known. Exactly. What are on record. I know people are, as I've spoken to a few people, they've received the letters, but they don't know what to do. I assure you that the city is there Monday through Friday from 10 to 3, right there in City Hall. I mean, you don't even have to make an appointment. You just walk in, and there's two lovely ladies that I've seen every time that I go in there and ask them my random questions, that are just sitting there waiting to talk to someone and help.
And point in the right direction.
Yeah, they're looking for direction and everything, and they want to be able to help everyone. But it's a tough situation, I think, for a lot of people, a lot of people.
You know, you're absolutely right. You know, driving around, even just in Madeira, and obviously we realize that there's many a beach town up and down that look the same. You go off of Gulf Boulevard, because I feel like, minus a few certain, like, sporadic properties in a lot of the beach towns, I feel like Gulf Boulevard is pretty much back to business at this point.
Yes.
And again, I'm not trying to discount some of the places that still haven't been able to reopen. But Gulf Boulevard is very important. Obviously, it's a main causeway, had to
Yep.
be cleared so that we
Yep.
could reuse it, right? And then also, each one of these towns, their economy is on Gulf Boulevard, guys. I
Yes.
mean, unless we're talking about the bed taxes and tourism, from like the Airbnbs, right?
Yep.
Which can be considered, especially in Indian Rocks Beach. I mean, hell, I wonder if the revenue brought from that is more than the businesses they have along Gulf Boulevard. I don't know.
I
But
don't
anyway,
know.
I'm getting too much into the weeds. The important thing is that when you turn off a Gulf Boulevard, it is a whole new world. And it's like compared to what you see. And she's right. The residential properties, you get back into the single family homes, the duplexes, the triplexes, even smaller apartment complexes. And they're just sitting there.
Yeah. They're
And
just
it
sitting there.
is today, guys, May 4th of 2026.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that haven't come back. And you're right. They don't know what to do. Or it's an out of sight, out of mind.
Yes.
And they, and again, nobody's trying to be. How many conversations with the mayor events have we gone to where it has been respectfully and almost they're scared to ask the question? For example, Jack and Jane Smith stood up. What was that? The one at the courtyard and said, I think, and they said, look, maybe it was, Anyway, they were like, look, we are one of the only people that are back on our street. We are surrounded by abandoned properties, and most of the properties haven't been remediated. And when I say remediated, that means demoed.
Yes.
And when I say demoed, that does not mean that the building's been torn down and the lot is scraped. I'm talking about the structure remains and nobody has secured it, meaning that you got open doors, open windows, the drywall and the walls haven't been torn out. The water has been allowed to sit in there and the mold that's growing inside of there. But to Stephanie's point, rodents, infestations of insects. We're talking cockroaches, the state bird of Florida. We're talking termites. We're talking ants.
Everything.
We're talking wasps. We're talking everything. Mosquitoes. I mean, can we get a mosquito fish? Amen. Amen.
That's right. Exactly.
I mean, call back to whatever episode, right? We need to know that, by the way. I should be like, check out episode 12.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a problem for the people that are actually living here, because then it's like they have a rodent problem. They have insect infestation problems. And honestly, it smells. And it can also be a public safety concern.
Yes.
From the hazardous, I guess, output of it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's always trying to be tactfully broached. But at the end of the day, guys, we got to get back together. We've got to get back together. Yeah. And it's been almost 2 years. And
no one's trying to take your home from you, that's for sure.
No,
but you got to make some decisions. I mean,
to come forward and explore the options. We also realize that there's a lot of people. Stephanie, how many people have you talked to whose family has owned the land
forever,
or wherever these properties are for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, guys? Some almost 100 years. And it's so heartbreaking to think that they would even have to bulldoze nanas, that they just don't want to do it.
Nobody wants to do that. No,
but
that's
the problem is that by ignoring the problem, it's going to cause them much more serious problems with the inherited nana problem or property. Yeah. And it's also kind of a Three Musketeers, all for one and one for all for us too. Because if the city doesn't make sure that everyone takes care of their stuff, and we'll get into the weeds on what the stuff is, we could all be at jeopardy of losing our flood insurance.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's it. I mean, that's really the guidelines that they're trying to follow.
What's really coming down is that the federal government, Big Brother, whatever you want to call it, we received federal assistance. And now the federal government is coming back and is going to knock on the door of the city of Madeira Beach first and say, show us how your people have basically gotten back together and done the right thing in this amount of time. And so the city is, like you said, to your point, mailing out letters like crazy, trying to communicate to them like, look, just come forward. We're here to help, right? And we're going to point you in the right direction. But there's going to be a point where we can't help you
No,
Okay.
that's right.
Because Big Brother will be coming in.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
They
it
have
won't
to
be
answer
too
to
late.
people too. That's right. I think it's so. I mean, it's that deadline is coming up fast, and they don't want everyone
It
just
is.
to obtain a demo permit and then change it, right? Because then it looks like they were trying to
Uh-huh.
steer people in a direction just to buy some time up. So it's really you just have to make a decision, and I don't want that decision to be that it leaves your family, but a decision has to be made at some point. How, how you just can't, as a municipality, expect that it just can look like that until someone comes around to taking care of it. And then they talk about the unpermitted work too. I mean, there was they a couple weeks, probably about a couple months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, they sent out an after the fact letter to anyone that they had identified most likely did all the work
Right.
and like they didn't get a permit for it.
Yeah.
And
And your lights are on. We can
unfortunately,
tell you're living in there, right?
that's right, and and there's 2 different things. One, because they thought it would be cheaper, and then there's 2, that would be cheaper because maybe they are contractors, right? And maybe they can take care of it, or maybe they
How
know
many
how they have a
people
friend that's an electrician or
how
whatever it
many
might
people
be.
whose family from back in Indiana that have a contracting business just got jumped in their vans and came down here and helped their family? I mean,
Yeah,
there were people
that's
that were
right.
already
Well,
demoed out before Milton.
that's
I
right.
remember and being like,
Yes.
"Whoa,
Yes.
we're moving fast," you know?
No, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And some of them they did that. I mean, some of them just had like I was talking to someone the other day and they all they had to do was I mean, granted like furniture and stuff like that, but whatever. They
Right.
didn't have insurance, but whatever. And so all they really had to do was electricity and the drywall. Well, he used to be an electrician and drywall. So they just have someone come over and help with the drywall. So that was considered unpermitted work because
Right.
in, where we're at,
Yep.
for a variety of different reasons, but they've owned that. So now they're afraid to reapproach the city, even though they received an after the fact letter. But you can go in there as I have many occasions and not disclose the
Wait,
address you're
I have a
talking about.
question. Yeah. I love when you do that, by the way.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to disclose the address, but I have a question about this.
Right.
And they're really good about it because they're trying to help. Like they don't want anyone to they're not trying to catch anyone. They're just trying to work through it so everyone can get checked off.
Believe it or not, guys, that's the easiest way to get around sunshine laws. Just kidding. Kidding. I didn't mean for it to sound like that, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, damn it, man. I can't even send an email right now without my name and my phone number and
I
my
know.
address. And it's like everything. And it's like,
Everything.
I can walk in and talk to those 2 lovely ladies and ask a general question
Yes, a general
and
question.
not have it be on the record. Are you listening, Billy Bob? I'm talking to you with the aluminum foil hat because I know that you're
Yes.
out there. There's many of people out here,
Yes.
all of the interesting characters that we love so much on the beaches. But, honey, you gotta come forward. And trust me,
Yeah.
these are the people that you're gonna want to come forward to and not the Fed, the
Yes.
row. Okay.
That's exactly it is. I mean, and I
Guys.
understand that we have a little bit more of a relationship with potentially some of these people from the city,
Mhm.
as our just exposure has been really positive with them for the most
Right.
part. And so, but we know that at the end of the day, they're just people and they're just trying to help you and they're just trying to also abide by their job. And
Yeah.
there's just go get it taken care of before you have an issue. And
Trust me.
there's even some people that I'm talking to and they know that the deadline's approaching and they have an idea of what they're going to do. But I'm like, but you have to do something. You
You
can't.
have to do something. Plus, the other people that I would say right now that are listening on May 4th with the deadline of September 25th. I
Yeah.
don't think we've said it to September
Yeah.
25th.
Yeah.
Guys, can you imagine what the bum rush is going to be? Okay.
Big
Let's talk
time.
about going into the end of August. Do we think that 30 days from the 25th of September, how many people are going to come out of the woodwork and try to bum rush this or try
Yeah.
to figure it out or apply and then get bounced? And
Yeah.
obviously we have the
Yeah.
details.
They don't have the right information in there or whatever.
Well, and something, you have to be in the process of it, but trust me, you're going to want to be well on your way with
Yeah.
this.
Well on your way
Okay.
is right.
Let's make sure you're well on your way with this. So if you guys do have any questions, please, I mean, and you don't know who else to ask. Let's say for some reason we don't want to go to the city yet. Okay. Okay, we don't have to talk to our friends yet, but we will. So, what is it that you need answered for you or optioned for you that where you will feel comfortable with that information and walking in and talking to them or
Yeah.
calling them or
Yeah.
emailing them? What is it that would make you feel comfortable to say, okay, I'll come forward now?
Yes.
And I trust me, I think that between you and I, Stephanie, it could be a combination of things. We could be talking about people that are so out of it that they don't even know what a substantial damage letter is for their
Yep.
50% value. Maybe.
Yep. It
Perhaps
could
we
be as
need
extreme
to
as that,
aha
or
moment that. Maybe we need to talk about getting in touch right now with a
yeah.
private property appraiser on site to help that
Yes.
get appealed for your bigger budget.
Yep.
If you haven't dealt with your insurance yet fully, we need to get you with a private claims adjuster. And I know that all of these are going to cost a little bit of money for them to do what they specialize in doing for you.
Yeah.
But trust me, at the end game, all of these little chess pieces are going to help you win the game. And it might not be the game that you thought that you were going to be able to get to, but we're going to do everything we can to where you don't walk away with nothing.
Yes.
And not only not walking away with nothing, Stephanie, how many properties out there right now are getting fines per day?
There's so many.
So many. And it could be something as minute over a mowing. You don't think that we as real estate agents know a couple landscapers that'll go chop that down for you?
Yeah. It's a mowing. It's putting their items out in the front yard while they're demoing.
Like your home. Let's put a board up over the broken window.
Yeah,
That's been
it's
out
electrical still being connected and being.
Right.
I mean, there's so many different
your
things that they're
refrigerator could
getting.
catch on fire that's been in there the whole time. Like, guys, we need to actually start thinking kind of like just from the beginning. Okay. And again, if you're unsure of where to start with us.
Yeah.
I would be.
I'll go ask the questions for you.
Yeah, we'll
already
send
done it
Stephanie up
before.
there and ask her general questions like, so if one were to this, what would that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, and I'm not going to disclose the address.
And by the way, no, I feel like you're like a journalist and you're like, I cannot disclose my source.
Yeah, I have some questions to ask you, and they're really they're good about it.
I know for a fact too that we go to all these social events too, and even after with a few margaritas, you don't leak your source.
No, I don't.
I mean, totally trustworthy. But
Not part of it.
Anyway, the point is, guys, is that
decisions need to be made.
It's time. It's time, and again, there's avenues to try to make sure because I mean, Stephanie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, at a certain point, you're going to have so many back fines with liens on your property that some of these properties, if we're considering that the value of the land right now is $325,000, I have personally watched day fines in 2 years accrue to more than the property value worth.
Yep.
Do not mess around with this, guys. Do not mess around with this because, and again, even if you plan on just keeping your property, we need to figure out how to make sure that you can.
That's right. That's right.
And avoid a $250 fine a day.
That's right. Exactly.
Least, guys.
Exactly. Well, get in touch with us if you need help because I'm telling you.
Even if it just starts through a DM through the socials, guys, then you know where you can find us, of course, on the Facebook and the Instagram and TikTok. But at the you want to come into the Century 21 office here on Gulf Boulevard that we both work out of with Beggins Enterprises. Stephanie and I both work out of here regularly. However, there's many agent in our office that is well versed with this. We are prepared. And that's another thing I have to give a shout out to our company about is that we kind of, I mean, hell, Jeff was spearheading, was it town hall meetings where he was bringing together the private claims adjuster, the property appraiser, an attorney, to answer these questions for these people. And this was within 6 to 12 months time after.
That's right.
We have the recordings for those too. If you don't want to ask us questions, but just want to be pointed to the information, we can point you there too.
We sure can.
But please reach out. I mean, and again, if it's not to the city directly, we'll help you.
Yep.
We'll
that's right.
So we'll send Stephanie in. It'll be fun.
Right. Volunteers tribute.
She blinked. You were like, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, great. Volunteers tribute. So,
well, I'm just saying the vetting beforehand, but we'll figure out if we want to do that mission or not. So
that's right.
Okay. The other thing that we wanted to make sure to talk about today on our Beaches Tide Check, right?
Tide check.
It's funny. We acted like they were just going to kill us all month long, and then I feel like we've just kind of like.
Yeah, it was like 1 week of crazy. I wish I was feeling better for this week because it really would have been a fun week to be a part of. But it really was just 1 week of crazy, and it's now just gearing up for summer season, right? Like
That's right.
Memorial Day kind of kicks off that summer season, and I know Madeira Beach is doing like they're doing a boating week, May 16th to the 22nd. It's just like almost like a safe boating week that they've acknowledged, or I guess they would have to legally say this is going to be safe boating week, and maybe they'll do some socials around it, some education around it about people wearing
Sometimes.
their life jacket, being smart,
Yeah.
being safe. And um, I know that one of the things that they got that I heard the other day too is that so riptide is a real big thing and a problem in this area.
Mm,
As
yes,
when you're
ma'am.
from the Midwest, you don't even know what riptide is. But riptide, I assure
That
you,
sounds
is
like an
dangerous.
alcohol, right? Yeah.
That's right. What I can't do that. They got riptide. We're
Give
not.
me a tall boy of riptide.
What's
Yeah.
that out there? That's called riptide. So anyway, so riptide
It's
is a really
very dangerous,
dangerous
though.
boating and
Very
swimming.
dangerous.
Yeah, where it's like literally, it's like being in a vacuum wave pool essentially. And so there's ways to notice it. And so I know that fire department is going to be doing a lot of educational things in the next couple of months about it. They had to do a rescue not too long ago over there in Johns Pass because that's just the biggest culprit. I mean, it's just like a vacuum out there. That tide, it rips through the current. The current just rips through there sometimes. But anyway, so they're going to be doing that. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that they did give us a Johns Pass dredging update.
I was just about, if you were to go into another event, I was going to interrupt you and say, but wait,
Wait,
can we get an
wait.
update about the dredging since it's
That's
such a
right.
Willy Wonka chocolate factory funnel up there?
That's right.
Can we do
That's
that?
right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so they had an update at the beginning of April. There's a lot of conversation about out there. So the larger issue that they're kind of working toward right now is that this study's by the time that approval happens, it's now 2026.
That's
This whole
true.
thing started in 21.
Yep.
So throw in a couple of hurricanes, a couple of really nasty storms, and I would say that the land changed a little bit. That everything kind of shifted. I mean, it's a constant water in, water out, right? I mean, we have 2 tides a day, but it's a constant movement. What they allotted and what is happening is a little bit different, but they built in some cushion for that. So they've removed like 9,600 cubic yards of sand so far as we've seen it all be put over on
I
that new
like it. I
property.
like that we can see it. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
I think it's kind of cool too.
I think it's cool.
So they're expected to be finished by the end of May. So we're not that
Wow.
far away from it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we have so they've budgeted almost 13,000. So we're not that far away from it, but one of the things that they're running into, which I thought was super interesting, is that the amount of garbage and trash that they're now that would be part of their grab. And so they're going to try and get DOT in there to remove some of the garbage and trash that is all that's in the pass essentially to help with the clearing. So
Okay.
So they're going to get a couple of cameras, underwater cameras, to provide a DOT and see if we can get them in there immediately, just to help with the removal of everything. Because it wasn't 6 months ago they found a car, in Johns Pass. So it's just
Wait, that was in Treasure Island, though. That was
no.
like,
I was watching them from the
wait,
dock.
wait, the Mercedes?
Yes, that was over by the old Krabbies.
Yeah, but it was on the other side, I thought.
Yeah,
Not
but it's still
the main-
considered that. Yeah, I was just using that in general, like that. How much garbage is in the pass?
Don't Sopranos me, because when you were like, you know what they're finding? I was like, bodies.
Well,
Sorry.
they thought maybe that might be the case when they.
I'm wondering, I'm like, there's got to be bodies. Well, you know what, though? With the rip current there and the tide, maybe it just takes it right out.
Maybe it does.
It's right out. It's either that or it's at the Sandbar. And my next question is this just unfortunate human littering natural
No, that's
accumulation
right.
of trash?
Yeah.
Or is this like something from, no offense, ages past, like where we threw our trash in the water, like from the 20s and 30s and 40s and
No, I
50s?
think it's
It's not
probably
that
just
stuff, is it?
natural. I think it's just
Okay.
natural stuff that they want to try and help out with that, but they're
Because I
trying
was
to get
like, so you're
DOT.
telling me there's 100-year-old trash being brought up on the beach right there? Yeah, I'm going to go sift through that.
Yeah, you are.
I was like,
Dumpster
guys.
diver.
Well, no, I'm like, oh God, can you imagine? Like, fine. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's right. But
Yeah.
so
That
there's
would be
debris and
cool if they
garbage
found
that
like
they're
a
going to try
pocket
and.
under Hubbard's that the fishermen had like thrown their rum bottles in for like, 200 years under Hubbard's. And yeah, I would go get a bottle.
Well, I mean, this was where the pirates were, so
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's got to be gold down there.
I was just watching a video the other day of
Come
a
on,
woman
John
that's
Levy.
right, exactly. Well, hell, if there's a woman that bought a 200-year-old house in Tennessee that is digging up where the old outhouse used to be 100 years ago, right? My first thought was disgusting. Apparently all the natural stuff is completely whatever after 100 years. You wouldn't believe what people throw away in toilets. And so I was just thinking, well, God, we
Or
didn't used to
drop.
be in what?
Or drop by accident.
Or drop by accident,
Yeah.
right? And so, or hide, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, hide. That's right.
But anyway, I was just thinking, I'm like, it's kind of like when you sneak peek in at that area underneath Scully's, where the old original Johns Pass Bridge actually went across to
Yes.
the Treasure Island side, and we have the entrance to the boardwalk
Yes.
there with the Fisherman's Memorial and everything. But if you look underneath there, they still have it exposed. That structure where that business
They
is
do.
no longer there. It's just kind of a pilings for the Scully's restaurant upstairs. But you could almost imagine, right? And you work right under the boardwalk. Sometimes when I go to your business, I step out and I kind of look back underneath, and I can just kind of imagine. Sorry,
What
we're
it
going on
was.
imagination world. But
Yeah, no, I mean, so they're trying to get that, but the whole point of it is it's supposed to be done by the end of May.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then what was the name of that woman that we were yelling at in the reel? Susan, grab your rake. We're
Yeah,
ready for you.
exactly.
And her stage left.
It's
right.
always Susan.
It's always no, sometimes it's Barbara. Sometimes it's Cheryl. Sometimes it's
someone else.
sometimes it's someone else. Sometimes it's Chad, Brad,
Sometimes it's someone else.
Dad.
So those are my updates with the boat
Thank
week
you.
and then John's Pass dredging, which I think is super exciting, and then a
It
lot
is.
of conversation about still trying to get that parking garage and stuff like that. So
Yes.
to be continued. But
To be
events this
continued.
week. So Cinco de
Yeah.
Mayo, and then
So we have Cinco de Mayo, and then of course everyone's favorite, the Madeira Beach Wednesday Market. That's going to be on Madeira Way from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The only other event that I wanted to make sure to mention that'll be coming up in the next few weeks actually is the next Conversations with the Mayor.
Yeah.
The next Conversations with the Mayor is actually going to be on May 21st.
May
It
21st.
she must have, I think she
What day
missed
is that?
us. I think
She
she
must
missed
have.
us because we
'Cause
made
we
a couple
haven't
comments
been.
about the 8:30 in the morning conversation with the mayor, and now people were back to lunch. So
Oh, thank God.
you're welcome.
Oh, I was like, what are we doing here?
Oh, well, you were there. Were you there? I wasn't there. I didn't go to the 8:30. Okay,
No.
yeah. See,
And
that's
that was
why
like right down the street from me. I think I was
you were
I had
not
life
there
going
yet.
on, I think.
Yeah, no, you were lifing. Okay. So, but guys, that's going to be May 21st. That's actually going to be at our lovely Parks and Recreational Center at 200 Rex Place there in ROC Park. And networking begins at 11:30, and the actual Conversations with the Mayor begins at noon. So we'll look forward to
Wait, it starts at 11? Okay,
30.
so networking
11:30.
11:30 networking. Okay, so networking doesn't mean networking. It means drinking.
Well, I
And
mean,
how are we going to drink when we're at the dumb park and rec building?
okay. Shout out to our Parks and Rec friends. She didn't mean it.
I don't mean the
Inspired Dumb
people.
Building.
I meant the building.
No, the building. It's a beautiful building. Okay,
Why can't we go to
stop.
Hippie?
Okay, she's spiraling. All right. So here's what I will say. The last time that we had this somewhere that didn't have its own food and beverage license, Stephanie, it was at Archibald Park, and we actually had it underneath the pavilion. We'll say shout out to our lovely Parks and Rec department because they're the ones that brought the mini keg.
Okay.
So I have to say that there's probably going to be at least a mini keg on the 21st.
Well, we need to
And
find out.
Well, I'm sure you and I can talk to them about making it Mick Ultra or your choice, right? And
Yeah.
then I remember we ran out. So just
Yeah,
remember
that
that,
I
Parks and
mean,
Rec. You might have to
listen,
spring
let's
for the
just
whole
identify
keg.
exactly who comes to these things. And if you're going to move the time, thank you, but
Yes, thank
also
you.
provide the beverages, thank you. I'm not even saying that they I need them for free.
I want them. So, they have those after school. I think it's like an after school summer camp kind of program. Sometimes I go in there to drop something off and there's just like a
Oh,
gaggle of kids
yes,
out there
yes.
playing and they kind of have like Becky's mom's here to pick up. So it's like, I don't know
So
what
cute.
exactly it is as a childless woman, but it's some kind of aftercare program,
Yeah,
whatever. It doesn't
yeah.
matter.
That's right.
So,
That's what they do.
so
That's so
sometimes
cute.
I go in there though, and I'm just thinking, they have to provide those kids with like waters, and I'm sure
Yeah.
they have their lunch boxes. They
Yeah.
probably have a trough with like Capri Suns or whatever we
Yep.
let kids drink nowadays. I'm again sorry, don't know, um, but we'll get you a trough. And you know what?
I'm not saying that they're dumb. The people are dumb. I'm just saying that I would just prefer it to be at the hippie.
You dumb building. Sorry, it's a lovely building. Okay.
It is a beautiful building,
Jay, get the
actually.
mini keg.
Yeah.
Okay, there. So that'll be the real out. All right, guys. That is the only thing we want to talk about. Otherwise, we're getting into June. Of course, our city is always really good about kind of springing things on us. So I can't think
Mhm.
that that's going to be the last thing we talk about till the end of May. You know that there's going to be other groups that are always putting on a good time. Shout out to the Old Salts. Congratulations on the King of the Beach fishing tournament that wrapped up
Yeah,
this weekend
really
on top of the
good.
Madeira Beach Founders Day Friday night.
So good.
Lovely. But other than that, guys, you know where to find us. I've already said it earlier in the episode. Full episodes, though, on YouTube and Spotify. And of course, if you have any topics that you would love to hear us comment on or follow, please make sure to give a shout out. Otherwise, Stephanie, tell the good people what they can go do.
Hey, I'm telling you, you guys just stay salty and sip often.
Cheers. And we'll see you
Cheers.
tomorrow. Bueno.